Welcome everybody to our council meeting here this Tuesday on the 24th of February, recovering from one of the major weeks of storms. The Olympics are over, but Director Dallemont, he's in the running for a gold medal when it comes to snow clearing here in the city of Mount Pearl. He doesn't look so tired after all, does he? Huh? He's right fresh. Indeed, right? So again, welcome folks. You see before you the agenda. We have a proclamation today related to Swim for Hope, and I'd like to call for one of my colleagues to make a motion to adopt the agenda. Thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Kiley and seconded by Councillor Locke. All in favor? Opposed? All right, so we have an agenda. But in recognition of the City of Mount Pearl's commitment to foster respectful and collaborative relationships with Indigenous peoples here in the City of Mount Pearl and beyond, we hereby acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Beothuk. And just bear with me. All of a sudden, it just disappeared, and I don't have it memorized. We hereby acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. Mount Pearl and the broader metro region continue to be home to diverse Indigenous peoples, including First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. See before you, Council, the minutes from the previous meeting held on February 10th. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, I'm going to call for another motion, please, to accept those minutes. Moved by Councillor Lane, second by Councillor Fry. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Business arising from those minutes, please. Quote the item number in the minutes or the action report, please. Okay. Hearing none, I think I'll move on. I don't see anybody objecting. We have a proclamation today. It's related to Swim for Hope, and the Mount Pearl Marlins have for many, many years been participating in this cancer fundraiser. In fact, I recall Councillor Locke, you and I and other members of council did, made our inaugural Swim for Hope, and I would encourage my colleagues here, not named Locke and Acre, to perhaps think about building a cardboard boat. And Jim and I will be here to cheer you on. But representing the Marlins and the coordinator, the liaison with Swim for Hope is Heather. Would you like to come up as we read the proclamation on your behalf? And I want to say, as you come up, Heather, this is a real community spirited type event. And it's very wonderful to see you. And we're so glad you're doing it. Are you swimming yourself?
No, I'll be too busy.
You're too busy.
Organized.
Good answer. Yep, yep. We have perhaps teammates here, you know. So whereas the City of Mount Pearl recognizes the value of sport and recreation in supporting the healthy development of youth and in fostering leadership, teamwork, and community pride, and whereas the Mount Pearl Marlin swim team provides opportunities for young athletes to develop discipline, perseverance, and a strong sense of community involvement through competitive swimming, and whereas Swim for Hope is an annual joint fundraising initiative supporting both the Cancer Care Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador and the Mount Pearl Marlin swim team, with swimmers fundraising throughout the month and concluding their efforts at a Swim for Hope event. Think boats. Whereas the Cancer Care Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador supports vital cancer care services, programs, and initiatives that benefit patients and families throughout the province, and where Swim for Hope promotes youth philanthropy, thank you, raises awareness of the importance of cancer care and strengthens community engagement through collective action and support. Now, therefore, I, the Mayor of Mount Pearl, on behalf and together with my colleagues, we do hereby proclaim March 6, 2026 as Swim for Hope Day in the City of Mount Pearl, and I call upon all residents, community organizations, and businesses to recognize the importance of this day and to support the Mount Pearl Marlin swimmers and the Cancer Care Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador. Got to find a pen now to fix it. I like doing this the old-fashioned way sometimes. And I gotta find the microphone here now, and I'm gonna test it, Heather. I need it activated, City Clerk.
Mayor, that mic is not working. We have to use the podium mic.
That's not gonna work right now. Heather? Yeah, you do that one, Heather, if you don't mind. You can stand up to that one. Heather, this is a real community event.
Yes, it is actually. It's been ongoing for about 29 years now throughout our province. So each swim team throughout the province hosts an event on March 6th, all in conjunction together. And it's to raise money for the Cancer Care Foundation of the province. So all the money stays within the province as well as each individual swim team.
So if I could ask, what type of event are you planning for the 6th of March?
Well, right now, all our swimmers are going to get together at the pool. We're going to be doing a bunch of different relays. We're going to be doing a bunch of different team building activities. We try to get the community involved. We're going to have a big meal together. We're going to break bread. Subway is also a major sponsor, so they bring in subs for everybody halfway through the night because all our athletes need to be fueled. And we're going to do scavenger hunts, and we're just going to have a great time celebrating all the accomplishments that they did throughout this month because we've raised a lot of money and it's just going to be a good time.
Thank you for coming. I'll turn to my colleagues. Deputy Mayor Kiley, would you like to comment?
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. I just wanted to congratulate you on another year of putting this off. I think it's an incredible opportunity to have recreation and just the spirit and community spirit that's involved in some of these fun activities. Also go hand in hand with an incredible um, cause. When we think about cancer, especially here in Newfoundland, I don't know who is not touched by this support. So just thank you very much.
Thank you. It's very personal for all of us. We've all got family members that have been impacted by cancer, and we really, really appreciate the support that you're providing with and for the community. Anybody else like to comment here at the table? Councillor Fry.
Thank you, Your Worship. Hi, Heather. I was there last year, and Heather was there, and I tell you, what an incredible operation they do. What an event they put off. Like, this is not just a little swim. Like, this is a lot happening, and so many people involved, and there was continuous people diving into the water. I didn't partake, but I was tempted. I just let them do it because they were doing such a good job. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe, was it last year you raised $22,000, the Merlins alone?
Actually, last year we had one of our most successful years and we raised over 31,000. Yeah.
And that's just our Merlins, right? That's incredible. Awesome. Well, I encourage everybody to support I encourage everybody to support this organization because what they put into it, it's truly impressive. And well done. And thank you for all you do. And it's nice to see you again.
All right, let's get a snap and we'll help promote it. What's the color we should display City Hall on the 6th of March? Or we'll do a display, so we'll light up City Hall. What color would you pick?
Well, the Marlins colors are blue and orange.
Same as our colors. Perfect.
Ah,
Consider it
perfect.
done. Okay, let's do the snap, guys.
Okay.
All right, back to the agenda. No presentations, no correspondence, but we're going to now turn to Councillor Antle, Corporate Services, all yours.
Thank you, Your Worship. Now we have to pay some bills. And the first one is for invoice for approval for February 24th, 2026. And you can see there in your kit there, there's a attached invoice for a total of $1,212,320.91. And if you want to take a look at a few of those there, one in particular was there, and it was for Avalon Coal and Salt for $487,000. So, you know, we certainly go through a lot of salt. And talking with Director Dollamont, I mean, that's only 1/3 of our salt that we're going to use this winter. So, you know, we're certainly is a busy city. And the, 1 second. Resolved that the approval be given for payment of invoices total $1,212,320.91, and I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Antle. Thank you. And seconded by Councillor Locke. All in favor? Those opposed? Carried. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Worship. And next one is our payment register, and this is here for your FYI. Let me just open it up here now. And this is totaling for, 1 second. You see the payments in your invoices for your information for a total of $3,227,541.98. And this is just for your FYI. And there's also there for your P card report for the same time frame. And that totals for a total of $864,563.48. And that's just for your information, Your Worship.
Any questions,
Any
folks?
questions?
Councillor Rice.
No, I just want to make a point, I guess, a point of information. When we had Frosty Festival, you know, we had a lot of residents reaching out and, you know, I guess saying the price of the tickets were too high for some events. But look at some of the invoices here that we pay out for music and some of the, you know, our meals, music, and to get all these people in to have these events. You can see now why we charge so much. If you go down through the invoices there, it's not cheap to rent for people to come in, you know, to have entertainment for these events. And that's why we charge the amount of money we do. I mean, it's not we don't make any big profit on it there, or no profit at all. It's almost like a break-even venture. So just want to make that point of information on that, so we'll have it there for the record.
Okay, back to the next item.
Yeah, all good points there, Councillor Rice. Number 3 is our professional development request. It's for the Canadian Association of Municipal Administrators. And this is certainly important for our CAO to attend these conferences, to bring back lots of good information and make us a better city. The department recommends approval for a CAO, Cassie Rideout, to attend the 2026 Canadian Association of Municipal Administrators Conference in Whistler, British Columbia, May 25th to 27th, and I so move.
Moved and seconded. Thank you, folks. Anybody got any questions? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor? Contrary-minded? That's carried. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I believe, according to Councillor Lane, she's now no longer requesting M&L. So if you could just make that amendment as you read it, please, Councillor, and then we'll get her done.
Thank you, Your Worship. I did get that memo. Yep. And that's our professional development request. This is for our MNL. This is in Clarenville or Gander this year from May 7th to the 9th. And this is our mid-year symposium. And it's great for us councillors to get together with other councillors. We talk about our recent snowfall and different things happening within the province. And it's a great time to get together and learn more. The department recommends approval for Mayor Aker, Deputy Mayor Kiley, councillors myself, Antle, and Fry to attend the Municipality Newfoundland Labrador Symposium taking place in Gander, May 7th to the 9th, and I so move.
It is moved and seconded. Any questions? I'll call the question and making note that Councillor Lane was on the original request but is no longer there. And I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Carried.
And now we got a little break. Application for a business tax exemption. the committee recommends approval be given to exempt business taxes in accordance with the policy for charitable and non-profit organizations for Enloe that does great work here in the city in the amounts of $2,509.97 for 2022, $5,379.12 for 2023, and for $5,617.90 for 2024, and for $5,735.71 for 2025. And I so move.
Thank you. Moved and seconded by Councillors Antle and Locke. Well, this is unusual in the sense that we're going back in time. Director, I guess this is a retroactive request, but like we can't go, how far back can we go with these?
Sorry, I would have to check our policy. Actually, when I'm looking at it, does not state how many years we can go back retroactive. So I will have to follow up on that.
Okay, but it seems to be in order according to policy for lifting the business tax. Okay, I'll call the question if there's no other questions or comments. Hearing none, and I'll call the question. All in favor? Opposed? And now Director Mullins will get back to us. Thank you.
And thank you, Your Worship. That's for corporate services, and we do pay our bills every month. Thank you very much.
Moving over to the busiest department from a resource perspective the last few days or weeks, Public Works, and it's Councillor Fry.
I was going to say, Councillor Antle may pay the bills, but we do the work. Uh-huh. Just kidding. Just to give you a Public Works status update, for our roads division, winter shifts are underway, of course, and snow clearing and snow removal and ice control as required. Now, the last number of days, week or so, has been a little bit out of the ordinary. So I just want to remind residents to please be advised that a 24-hour on-street parking ban is now in effect, and it will remain in place until further notice. This is a temporary measure, but it's necessary to allow our plow operators to safely and efficiently complete snow clearing operations following the recent heavy snowfall. This is a lot of snow, and anything on the street can impede their snow clearing efforts. And I think we can all agree we want it cleared up as soon as possible. So we ask all residents to ensure that vehicles, trailers, plows, and any other equipment are removed from city streets. This will help avoid the risk of being ticketed or towed and will support safe snow removal. And while not required, we do encourage residents, where possible, to clear the snow from around the fire hydrants located around their property, because this helps to improve emergency access and supports public safety. Like, now is the time for us to come together as a community and do what we can and help each other. And that includes, if you can, the fire hydrants, because that's a safety issue for us all. And finally, we ask for your patience. Our crews are working diligently to address the significant snowfall, and your cooperation is greatly appreciated. And they're doing a great job so far, and it's a lot of snow to clear, so we're getting there. Moving on to the rest of our public works status report, our parks division, the trail maintenance and grooming is taking place where possible. Fleet division, ongoing service and maintenance. Our UTM division, of course, continue with general calls, water and sewer repairs, leak detection, lift station inspections and maintenance. And as you can see, no surprise, the water levels at Babel's Big Pond as of February the 16th are very high. Actually, I think they're the highest that they've been. Anyway, on that note, I'm just going to, if I may, pass it over to Director Dollymont to give an update on what his crews have been doing in terms of the recent snowstorm.
Yeah, I think every resident is looking forward to and understanding the blowback. You know, how's the equipment holding up? How are the staff holding up? And what's the plan for the rest of the week?
So it's all great questions, and given the volume of snow that we've had, and thank you, Councillor Fry, for bringing that forward. It's very important that we, have clear access to all our streets so we can clear it safely and most efficiently as possible. So to date, our primary focus right now is blowback, besides cul-de-sacs and hydrants, but just on the blowback itself. So since yesterday, our crews have opened up Opal Central Road, Ruth Avenue, Topsa Road, Black Marsh, school zones being Roosevelt, Ashford, Munden, Jackman, and we've also cleaned Nash Crescent since yesterday. So right now we have crews working on Commonwealth Avenue, Park Avenue, and Farrell Drive. Amongst that as well, as I mentioned, we have 3 crews out clearing fire hydrants. And with the volume of snow that we've had, our primary focus again on the fire hydrants alone is school zones. And what we do generally, our crews would like to follow close behind our blowback crew because of the sheer volume of snow. It makes it much easier to clear a fire hydrant when all that snow is removed at the beginning of or in front of the fire hydrant with the blowers. Regarding crews are in good spirit. They're doing a fantastic job. Our equipment is in really good shape. We've been fortunate over the years that through budgeting and good fleet replacement plans, that the city of Mount Pearl has a very good equipment, and it shows in our snow clearing. We're able to keep to our level of service because we do have good equipment for sure. With the weather, at the best of scenario, if we have no more snow going in the near future, with the snow volumes and everything now that are on the streets, we could anticipate that it's going to be at least a week, closer to 2, before I'd say we get all streets blown back in the city. That's assuming that we have no more snow than we have right now.
Thank you very much. I want to just come out and say what a great job our crews are doing. I was listening to Open Line this morning, and Jamie Corab, who's a former St. John's City Councillor and also now the transportation and infrastructure critic for the Liberal opposition. But he thanked the government workers and also the Paradise, CBS, and the St. John's workers, but he neglected to mention the Mount Pearl workers. So I just want to say out loud, every time there's a snowstorm, they deserve and will get a gold medal. They're not just one-hit wonders. They get gold medals every time, and they are the best. Back to you.
I'd just like to add too that, ironically, with the Northeast Avalon weather the way it is today, like literally we had to have crew cleaning catch basins as well, because with the snow and the rain and the mild, we've had water flooding issues in some places. Also keep in mind that there's public works crew that are responsible to maintain all city facilities. That's being steps, walkways, parking lots. So it's a task to keep it up, and with the snow volumes, we've been stretched.
Well, please pass on our compliments and our gratitude on behalf of our residents to our crews, and may they be able to keep up the good work. Hopefully the equipment holds up, and the mechanics are there. They're able to join our community in making sure it's safe going forward. So over to you, Councillor Rice.
No, all good points, Director Almont and Isabel. I mean, fantastic points. There's a couple of things I want to add in there. I mean, I'm sure we all had lots of calls over the week about, the amount of snow on the streets and piling up. But there's a couple of things that really struck home to me. I've had about 5 calls now. We got residents in subdivisions that are blowing with a snowblower, blowing snow out into the street, and they don't go out and clean it up. They leave it there, right? Just remember what you're doing is you're leaving that snow on the street, and your neighbor next door or 2 doors up is getting that snow, right? So it's not very neighborly to do that. So, you use your own lawn or the lawn next door, especially with a snowblower, or if you can blow it to the back of your property, do that. But, it's a no-no in my opinion, because I know I visit the street and I actually see 2 residents blowing snow out there. And, we got to be very mindful of people next door. They could be elderly people. They could be people who can't get out to clear their own driveways. And like, Councillor Fry mentioned, if you can get out and help your neighbour instead of putting snow out into the street that you're doing, I mean, it would be more helpful than doing what you're doing. So just be mindful of what you're doing to your neighbours.
Councillor Fry or Councillor Locke? Do I see some hands or hear some? Well, why don't you go ahead, Councillor Locke, and then Councillor Fry wrap up by responding to anybody and everybody here, and we'll move on. That work for you?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to go back to the Bay Bulls Big Pond water levels. I raised this at last public meeting, but they're continuing to decline, and quite steeply actually since January into almost March right now. And I know Director Dallemont indicated that it was due to a release of water for hydroelectricity. Are they still releasing water? Because the trajectory is downward, and I'm not encouraged by that. Yeah.
So that's a great question, because I asked the same question myself. So the answer is no. Newfoundland Power are not pulling any more water from the Bay Bulls Big Pond Reservoir. But ironically, what's happening now is with winter being winter, there's very little runoff running into the pond now because of the snow, and the pond is froze over. So the anticipation is, I know myself and the mayor spoke on it the other day, but there is some positive to all this snow, that eventually it will melt and hopefully tap up Bay Bulls Big Pond, so we're in a much better place this summer.
Yeah, and fine, but I'm just, the order of magnitude of the decrease is what alarms me. Yes, with the, the ponds frozen over, there's reduced runoff in our water cycle. But again, I'm concerned about the trajectory. And if I could, maybe you can bring back, I'd like further information on the policy for drawing down water from our water reservoir and under what circumstances that happens. I want to know what agreements we have for that with our water reservoir. And I'd like to know, are all the regional partners to this regional water supply, are they informed when water is being drawn down on this? So if I could make that request, maybe we can get that at a future meeting. Thank you, Director. Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, I'll ask. I know we've got some correspondence already gone to the city of St. John's because some of the relationships we built up over the years are not documented, and that might be part of the package. But to your point, I do believe they have to manage the pond from a liability perspective too. Too much water is not healthy at the end of the day because of runoff. But I don't get the sense, looking at the numbers or the graphs, there's too much water, right? In fact, come the summer, we may be talking about not enough water. So you're finished?
Yes, thank you.
Councillor Fry, to wrap up Public Works, all yours.
Great conversations. And I just want to end by asking residents to have some patience and just to be kind. This is when community comes together in times like this, and Mount Pearl is known for that. So if you can, check on your neighbor, check on somebody. I know there's a group led by John Rich, who is the Snow Brigade, they call themselves. And he's looking for volunteers to come together and help him to go out in the community and help those who cannot help themselves. There are a lot of people who are snowed in and not able to get out. So if anybody is able and healthy and have the time, please consider joining John in his efforts, and let's help our neighbors. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you. Good discussion. Very topical. Mayor's Outlook is Thursday, and we may talk a little bit about Public Works then as well. But for now, we're going to move on to Recreation. Deputy Mayor Kiley, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'm just going to pull up our information note. So I have just some information for the public and for council tonight. It's one item, and it's in relation to two key community initiatives aimed at really enhancing residents' engagement and awareness. And in fact, one of them we've already brought some great attention to, which was Mount Pearl Merlin Swim for Hope. So I'm just going to move right on to the other item here, which was an information session, and it's a community information session around understanding disability benefits. And navigating disability benefits can be absolutely challenging. It's new, and really the city to help with this is hosting an information session for you to better understand the financial support available. So over the past few years, we've heard about tax credits, we've heard about savings plans, and everything in between. And Newfoundland Labrador has one of the lowest participation rates in Canada for programs like the Disability Tax Credit and Registered Disability Savings Plan, the RDSP. And what that means is that there could be ultimately individuals that are just not having the ability to get funds that are greatly needed. So in Mount Pearl, there's estimated about 7,000 residents that have a disability, and about only 2,800 that are likely eligible for the DTC. That's the disability tax credit, and meaning many are missing out on significant federal and provincial support. So this session will help bridge the gap by explaining available benefits, who qualifies, and how to navigate the application process with confidence. This session is going to be held on March 24th, 2026 at the Summit Center. We have a multi-purpose space there, and it'll be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Registration for the session is now available. If you go to our mountpearl.ca /register, you can do it online. And that's for Mount Pearl residents. And that will begin March 3rd. Registration will be open. And it's going to be for non-residents after 5 p.m. March 5th. And that'll be online only. Of course, if you have any issues with regards to registration, contact the city. We are more than happy to help you. But again, speaking as an individual who is fairly new to disability tax credits, I'll be joining, and it's for anyone. When you think about 7,000 of us that are living with a disability and only 2,800 that are participating in this, there's an opportunity for everyone to learn. So whether it's yourself, or maybe you're a caretaker, or you want to know more of, maybe I do qualify, maybe I don't. This is a great way to learn more. And that's it for me, Your Worship, and that's everything. Again, we kind of spoke really well to the Swim for Hope today, and just a quick note that there will be no swimming lessons during March 6th, and there will be no impact to recreational swims, just as a recreational note. And that's all for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, great stuff, great delivery. Thank you very much. Community Safety, Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. Just one item for my agenda this evening, and it's a really great one. It's about the RISE program. We're excited to share a new session of RISE programming, which directly supports mental health and social supports, is identified as one of the 6 priorities in the Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan. This series offers free, inclusive, and community-centered events. It's being made available free with assistance from a provincial government's Office of Women and Gender Equity. For 2025 and 2026, the Community Violence Prevention Grant. These events are designed to reduce barriers, build connections, and support well-being for residents of all identities and backgrounds. RISE, which stands for Respect, Integrity, Strength through Community and Empowerment, is all about creating safe, welcoming spaces where people can connect, learn, and thrive. From queer social nights and a grief support cafe to skill sharing sessions, cultural wellness gatherings, outdoor activities, and employment workshops, there's something for everyone. For a full listing of February to April activities, please visit the city's website at mountpearl.ca/inclusion. And this is something that I'm really excited about. I think that it's something that we've definitely heard from residents that they want to see more of, spaces where it's inclusive and they can build connections with other residents. So there's many great programs being offered for February, March, and April. So I encourage residents to check it out. And that'll be it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Engineering, Councillor Rice, please.
Thank you, Worship. We have our Capital Works update for engineering. I know we got the roads a long ways from the top of the banks, snow banks now, but hopefully we'll get a good runoff, and a lot of this began early in the spring. We got Farrell Drive pump house upgrades, construction ongoing, 16% complete. Our 2025 concrete work construction is 90% complete. Work to resume in the spring of 2026. White Boulevard upgrades, construction is 60% complete. Work to resume in the spring of 2026. Our sewage lift station on Mount Carson Avenue, construction is ongoing. It's 90% complete. Jackman Drive upgrades, construction to begin the spring of 2026. On our water tower access road, construction to resume the first quarter of 2026, weather permitting. Our storage tank design build, construction to start February, which is this month, weather permitting. And on Glencoe culvert replacement, construction is 95% complete on that project. Our final tidy up will be in the spring of 2026. Our T-railway crossing on Commonwealth Avenue, construction is 50% complete and completion expected in the spring of 2026. And that's it for our report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to move on past planning. I guess there's no permits this time around, but there certainly will be more, I guess, next meeting, Councillor Locke. New business, I believe we're starting tonight with Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. Just one item for me. Tomorrow is Pink Shirt Day to stand up against bullying. Councillor Angel is wearing his pink shirt today. I guess he'll be washing it and wearing it again tomorrow. No, but this is a very important day because it came about with two young men who seen one of their fellow classmates being bullied for wearing pink. And they decided to take action and stand up against that by getting the whole group of the school to wear pink as well. And so since then, it's become a annual tradition that on the date, which is tomorrow, February 25th, people are encouraged to wear pink to show up against bullying. So I encourage residents to remember to wear their pink shirts tomorrow. If your child's in Morse Academy, such as mine, I got an email that they're moving theirs to Friday, but at every other school, I believe, unless otherwise stated, they will be having that tomorrow. And that'll be it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well said. It's a really important day for us to, I guess, to recognize the dangers of bullying, but also to celebrate those that don't bully. And I think both have got to go hands in hand. So kudos to the school system and thank you for that update. Councillor Fry.
Thank you, Your Worship. A number of weeks ago, we attended the groundbreaking for Habitat for Humanity for a new project, a new build here in Mount Pearl. And I just wanted to make residents aware that they're now accepting expressions of interest for an affordable home ownership opportunity for this upcoming home. So this build is a chance for our hardworking family to put down roots, build stability, and create a place to call home in a wonderful city. Expressions of interest will be accepted until March the 31st. Each Habitat home is built through community support, volunteer effort, and the dedication of partners. And we're proud to continue creating these opportunities here in our province, and especially here in Mount Pearl. So to learn more or to submit an expression of interest, you can visit the habitatnl.ca/home ownership website. And it's going to be a beautiful place, and it's in a wonderful neighborhood and an even better city. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Over to you, Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. Just have one. In keeping with Councillor Lane's discussion on the RISE program here and our Community Safety and Wellbeing Plan, and also Pink Shirt Day tomorrow. The Government of Canada has announced earlier this week they're engaging the provincial and territorial governments, Indigenous partners, and other partners throughout Canada to develop a men's and boys' health strategy, which I think is quite timely. The goal is to create supportive and safe environments, challenge harmful stereotypes, reduce stigma, and encourage men of all ages to seek help when they need it. So people are encouraged. It's an online questionnaire. They have, you go to the site, there's 4 questions to guide you as to what they're hoping to get feedback on. So from March 2nd to June 1st, it's open up to anyone. It's not just for men and boys, although it's a men and boys, health strategy, but anyone can contribute. And as a former teacher, I too will make some commentary on this. The website, if I can dig it out for you here now, it's at the Government of Canada website, Canada's Men and Boys Health Strategy, and you'll find it there. But just to highlight some of the things, as I said, there's 4 questions there that they have there, but they're going to do some comparative analysis. There's international men's and boys' health strategies, well-being strategies. There's one in the UK, one in Ireland, one in Australia. The World Health Organization in Europe has a men's health strategy. So Canada is going to look to build on them, but they want input from Canadians about this. And men's health includes not just physical health, but also the mental and social well-being. And it's not just for men, it's for males at all ages here. And just some stark stats when I was reading through this. As of 2024, life expectancy for a Canadian female is 84 years, but life expectancy for a male is 80 years. So we have, a 4-year shorter life expectancy. Interesting, not sure why. But men also experience higher rates of premature death, higher rates of suicide, higher rates of substance abuse and related harms. For example, 70% of opioid-related deaths in Canada are males. Some chronic diseases such as diabetes and ischemic heart disease, they're higher in males. Gambling problems are higher in males. Men are also less likely to engage with primary healthcare services, and they tend to wait on average 6 days with symptoms before they go to seek primary care. It's not simply biological, it's social, economic, cultural factors that play a major role in this. Men are also more likely to have lower education levels. Councillor Lane and I are all too familiar with that. The dropout rate is much higher in males than females. They have higher experiences or experience higher rates of incarceration, and homelessness is higher in males than women. And one thing that they highlight in this, site here online is that a focus on men's health does not replace the important work that's underway to support women's health. Women continue to face distinct health risks and inequities, and we remain committed to closing those gaps, according to our federal government. But this focus is on men's health, and this will complement the approach to women's health. So I just wanted to highlight that because we got a meeting upcoming next week for our community well-being and safety plan, and part of that whole strategy is overall well-being. So this is very timely in the work that we are doing, and I just wanted to highlight it in the context of the Pink Shirt Day and also the RISE program. Thank you, Mayor. That's it for me.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Deputy Mayor Kiley.
Sorry, folks, just with my mute button there, but I just wanted to, I know that my colleague, Councillor Fry, had already mentioned a Great Samaritan, and resident John Risch is doing his brigade tonight. And that's asking anyone with a shovel or snowplow and the capacity to help shovel out individuals across Mount Pearl. I just wanted to also note that I know it's about 5:20 now, but at 6 o'clock at the AC Hunter Library is where they're meeting tonight. So if you got an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, whatever you might have, that would be wonderful. So if you don't reach it tonight, also John had mentioned that reach out to him again on Facebook, John Risch, Riche. And the other thing is you can also put in, again, if you know somebody who needs support or needs an extra hand, you can reach out to them as well. So just wanted to also add that piece of information just in case you're looking at this at home and you got nothing to do in the next half an hour once you run up the street and with your shovel, or at the very least give you that piece of information. Thank you.
Deputy Mayor, it's nice to hear some laughter in conjunction with snow clearing, I gotta say, right? But we're toughing
You
it
gotta
out.
laugh. You gotta
Yeah.
laugh rather than cry.
That's true. Thank you very much. Over to you,
No
Councillor Randall.
Just two things. One came up accidentally. He was talking about the Pink Shirt Day. It's great that Councillor Lane just mentioned that the schools are doing this, but my 3 grandchildren, Lincoln, Arlo, and Emsley, have Pink Shirt Day tomorrow. And they said, Grandpa, make sure you wear your Pink Shirt Day at council. So I will. All right. So, I'm sure they're watching and seeing their grandpa's wearing his pink shirt. So it is. I mean, it's great to see that schools are talking about anti-bullying and bringing it up more and more and more. And all schools are involved, and it's a good thing. My only thing was brought up was snow clearing. And I mean, like Councillor Rice said, we're all getting calls. And sometimes you get calls because residents are just venting. But for the most part, they're telling me what a good job our city are doing. Most of them you can see it all the place, how proud we are to live in Mount Pearl and how proud we are of our snow clearing. I saw the operator come down my road the other day in this great big machine, And he could operate that machine better than I could operate my snowblower. It was amazing how well they could do that snow and do it so well. And our kudos off them. When we have a snowstorm, we can't see where we're going. Our guys are out there clearing the roads. And most times, people are telling us what a good job they are. Sure, we're going to vent. We got too much snow in our driveways and this kind of stuff. But I told some people, it will be gone Canada today. I promise you that. Right? So we're all good. And Glenn, our Director Cadalmon, pass on to our Public Works. So we're all appreciative of everything they do. Thank you.
Gold medal comment. Councillor Rice.
Two items for me. The first one, I see this, actually, I had a couple of people comment to me on this one thing that happened, but I see with my own two eyes yesterday. I was stopped at the light on Mount Carson Hill coming down, going left, or sorry, going right to turn over to my house, because I was up in Sonic Park. I had the trailer and towed and the snowblower on. Anyway, so I was the second car that was going to actually go in. I see two people, and this is happening quite frequently because I notice on Topsa Road and Commonwealth Avenue now, there's been quite a few accidents. Every day is an accident there. Not only did they run the red light, but they ran the arrow going the other way. So the arrow coming up and down the hill was going green both directions, and the truck and the car had to wait till those two people went through. And we're wondering why we're having accidents, right? On those, and I see it again yesterday up by Kent, just there by Kent. People were running the light, not only running the red light, but they're running the arrow that's on the other side. So you're like 2 to 3 seconds after the light is red, the arrow's going in the other direction. And that's why we're having so many accidents in the city, because people are impatient to get to point A to point B. Just want to point that out. I had to point it out. And the other one, I want to pass off a kudos to the Public Works Department. I had 2 people reach out to me that do snowshoeing and especially cross-country skiing. And they've been on the trails on the T-rail, and they said the trail is absolutely phenomenal. They've been skiing there. They actually were over because I think there's a ski trail over in the Goulds area. But they came back to Mount Pearl. They went over there and they had to make their own trail. But here in Mount Pearl, the trail was already done. And they said to pass it along that what a wonderful job they're doing grooming that trail. And they use it every single day they can use it. They're up on the trailway. So kudos to the crew doing that. Thank you.
Well said. Thank you. I think we're done for this meeting. Making great progress, I'm sure, in the next week to 10 days when it comes to the snow clearing, and look forward to attending our next meeting, folks. So I'm going to call the meeting and with a motion, please. And that would be moved by Councillor Fry, seconded by Councillor Antle. We're adjourned.